Howdy Nerdigans, this is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Moriarty the Patriot chapter 78. But before I get into this recap and live reaction, we are at war with YouTube's algorithm, and it is slowly but surely killing my channel. And in order to defeat this algorithmic beast, we need you to please hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored. If you love what we're doing and want to help keep me, my adorable Will Bubba Kitty, who's somewhere around here, and this operation literally alive and kicking, so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one, feel free to hit up our Cash App and PayPal. Links are in the description box below, as well as the link to our Patreon where we are doing our anime live reaction content. Because unlike YouTube, where we constantly have to worry about getting a copyright strike for showing anything on the screen, well, Patreon, we don't have to worry about that. So we can have our full setup of the anime and manga side by side and have the audio to boot, which is not only great for busting a botch localization or two, but it's great for when we cover anime original content like, say, Dragon Ball Daima, which we cover in both the sub and the dub. And the more views and subscribers we get on Patreon, the more anime we'll cover. And hell, if you are a $10 patron, you get to choose the series we cover as well. And there is a stacked winter anime season in full swing and more on the way. So please check out our Patreon. The link is in the description box below. So, oh my God. So last chapter, Moriarty the Patriot, we were investigating a meth operation that had popped up in England. Yes, we are getting into meth. Oh my God, this is so wild. But anyways, let's get into this chapter and see what's in store for us this month. Go. And this chapter is titled James Moriarty the Consultant. Follow my brother, be loyal to my brother, protect my brother. Regarding our domestic affairs, a portion of the citizens are covertly trading an unidentified drug amongst themselves. We captured a man who possessed the drug and went to investigate his place of employment in Birmingham. When we arrived, we encountered an incident involving a former employee in a state of emotional distress. He engaged in destructive behavior and endangered those around him. 3 people were shot to death and 8 more were injured either by assault or in the fire. Even though codename 006 successfully freed a hostage by using the paint gun he had on hand, the aforementioned former employee was disposed of according to misjudgment. This report has been provided to our superior in the government via a cryptogram. It was hidden within a contract for Universal Exports, the shell company serving as a front for our secret intelligence agency, MI6. This is so wild that we're getting meth up in here. It's just unbelievable. Well, good morning, Louis. So you're awake, brother. I'm sorry I was up late writing a report. I'll make breakfast right away. That's all right. I only just came down from my room myself. I've been tidying up to get ready for the move next week. Well, were you awake all night? You should rest, brother. You needn't worry about our missions. Well, you and the director have been very considerate. I'm truly grateful. Along with the successful mission, the contents of the now burnt classified documents and the circumstances you all told me about are preserved in this brain without a single omission. This has given meaning to the life I've decided to keep living. Using what's recorded in my brain to steer you all towards the truth is the only thing I can do right now. But even so, I'm always searching for the answer. What is it exactly that I must do for the sake of this country and for all of you as well? For our sake, for our sake, you say? For our sake, you say? Well, you don't need to think about something like that. You don't need to keep practicing brewing tea every day either. From now on, I'll prepare your tea and I'll cook your breakfast. That's my role, just like it always has been. So please stay with us as the mind behind our organization. That is your role, brother, and it's what we hope for too. Aww. Brother hasn't said anything about entrusting Mr. Moran with the paint gun, and I won't ask him about it. He's sneaky as fuck. For now, that's just fine. If I don't catch up with him using my own 2 feet, this will all be meaningless. From now on, I want to be my brother's support. Aww. My My brother returned to us alive. I want to keep showing him a beautiful world. I need to. So, is it just me, or was what we just saw completely different from what you told us, director? Bond! Shut up! That's enough, Bond. I told you, didn't I? There's quite a bit we don't know at present. That may be, but high energy leading to a violent rampage doesn't even begin to cover it, yeah? On top of starting a fire, the guy even shot his former colleagues to death. I've understood the gist of the situation. I'll take this report with me. As soon as I put together any additional details, I'll inform His Highness. Well, you witnessed this chain of events, your thoughts? Well, Bond's feelings are only natural, but I believe it can be concluded that this particular bout of abnormal violence was a result of the drug's effects. Yep. So when the drug's mood boost escalates, it can make someone kill? Well, yeah, or when you're hallucinating from meth, yeah. Or crystal meth, yeah. It just depends on how your brain is wired. I mean, I'm on Adderall, okay, for my ADHD. And for me, what Adderall does is it helps me literally function. Without it, I would not be able to function, literally not function at all. I don't hallucinate or anything from it. But with other people, though, whose brains are not wired like mine, yeah, they will hallucinate. They will, go nutso, especially for those that snort it. So when the drug's mood boost escalates, it can make someone kill? Yeah, it depends. His goal wasn't destruction or murder. What if there was a different reasons? Wait, what if there was a different reasons things got to that point? Yeah, like when you are going nutso from your bad trip. That's the right wording. From a bad trip, whether it's from meth, LSD, PCP, Molly, weird shit happens, man. I've had bad trips before. Bad trips are not fun, but I've hallucinated. I want to say I've hallucinated twice. Once from smoking PCP through a bong, and that was just weird. And then the other time was from a really good edible. Oh my god, it was good. It was really insanely good weed butter. Oh my god, I'll probably never have weed butter like that again. But anyways, a different reason? Well, back then, in the midst of his extreme agitation, he was shouting something. Hand over the sweets, or give me the sweets. Drug dependence then? Yeah. Most likely, and of considerable severity. For now, this is nothing but speculation based on the single incident I saw with my own eyes. I didn't include it in the report, but he roamed about seeking that drug right until he lost his life by my hand. With excessive use of the drug, negative effects manifest little by little. With his senses numb and hallucinations tormenting him, he was overcome by intense anxiety and extreme irritability. And to escape from all that, he craved the mood boost he got from that drug even more. So he thought that by starting a fire, shooting people, and causing a big disturbance, he'd be able to get his hands on the drug? But his behavior doesn't explain why he believed the drugs were there. Exactly, Maestro. Based on that and the reaction of the person in charge, it would seem that the steelworks is part of the distribution route. The drugs were produced by either Imperial Japan or the German Empire. Right now, tensions between Japan and the Chinese Empire are at a breaking point, and many within the government think war is inevitable. Yeah, because this is I think where this is set. This is believe this is before World War I, if I remember correctly. There's neither reason nor capacity for them to mass produce and distribute drugs in distant lands in the middle of all that. In that case, it must be we've caught them by the tail. Now we'll drag them all the way out. At any rate, we'll need to perform a thorough investigation of the steelworks. And also, we discussed the stuff in regards to the history of meth and crystal meth last chapters and last live reactions video, so go watch that. Yes, we're currently forming a plan to probe further into the background of the courier we caught the other day. Good. Keep me apprised of your investigation. How is William doing? Well, Will is out doing charity work. It's the job you set up for him, Director. Where was he going today? Oh, if you could solve this problem, raise your hand. Oh, he's teaching. Aw. In that case, raise your hand if you can't solve it. Well, last time I believe I asked you to review before you came to class today. Why don't you try smiling a bit more? See, Mr. Scott, Well, Mick, then. The answer is, three. Stay after class. Next, not detention again. That's why I don't want to raise my hand. I really can't deal with this teacher. Goodbye, Mr. Scott. Goodbye. See you next week. I'm not coming anymore, and I won't stay after. Mick. Very well. Huh? You're joking, right? Mick, wait up. What's his problem? Go back and apologize. It's not like we can go to school, you know. He's teaching us for free. Don't say you won't come back. Can't you see he's looking down on us? Or do you think pitiful poor folks like us should shut up and take whatever charity the oh-so-generous nobles want to give us? But where are you going? To get my hat. I forgot it. I'm sorry you always have to accompany me, Fred. And I know those ungrateful kids, but yeah, I understand. Don't worry, I'm happy to help you, Mr. William. But I play my part. Did I play my part well, I wonder? A brilliant but troublesome noble. You acted out the role Director Mycroft prepared for you perfectly. Thank you, and you ended up playing a valet, serving as troublesome lord. All the schools you're working at, including this one, are operated by a priest the director knows, right? So I hear. There's a shortage of teachers everywhere. Nobody would look too deeply into a person recommended by Sir Mycroft Holmes, who manages every important appointment in the government and military, and never in their wildest dreams would they imagine that person is the very criminal his younger brother Sherlock Holmes laid to rest. Oh no, is the king over here then? Within the papers identified me as the Lord of Crime. The photograph they published wasn't very clear. Thanks to that, we needn't be too concerned. Even so, I don't want to cause trouble for the director or the priest, so I should do my best not to attract attention. In my heart, though, I'm constantly apologizing to the kids for my arrogant attitude, but, well, nevertheless, Lord Scott, I humbly recommend that you resign from this position at once. I cannot excuse the student's behavior, and more importantly, both of your Lord brothers disapprove of your decision to involve yourself with common society. Yes, he might leave. I'm well aware. However, I want to continue at least until Mick is able to understand simple calculations. Wah! His family have worked as plumbers for generations, and as the eldest son, Mick will probably inherit the family business. When that time comes, arithmetic will be useful to him. A person's level of education affects their status, even in working class society. Oh, so he didn't overhear the part of William being the Lord of Crime, at least. I want to invest in his future so that he never has to live while cursing the day he was born, and so he could become someone capable of carving out his fate with his own strength. He's my precious student, after all. I don't sense him anymore. I wonder if he listened until the end. Was that a good answer? Sorry, Fred, I made you play the villain. That is all right. I want him to understand that Mr. Scott is actually a very kind person. Ah! So they knew he was there. With kids, if you don't explain yourself clearly, your feelings won't come across. You're especially good at hiding your true feelings, Mr. William. Well, one of the things you said just now wasn't inaccurate. Let's clean up the classroom and head back. If we're out too late, Louis and Brother Albert really will make me resign. Oh, he's waiting there! You didn't go home, Mick? Giving up while I still don't get it doesn't feel right. Oh! I see. In that case, Mick Plummer, I have a question for you. Is that really his name is Mick Plummer? Mr. William, a question? Were you mad because I couldn't solve the problem? That isn't the reason I kept you here today. Mick, how's your father doing? Huh? I've heard he was admitted to the hospital after falling from a bridge. Don't tell me. They appear to have thrown themselves off Foxville Bridge this very morning. They are alive but unconscious. The courier we captured was supposed to meet Mick's father. Oh, no! I happened to overhear the sisters discussing it earlier. Are you having a difficult time right now? William made that up. Mr. Lewis ordered me never to leave Mr. William's side, not even for a moment. The sisters never said anything about Mick's father. I'm fine. Grandma and the others are worried about the hospital fees, but it's Dad's fault for getting drunk and falling in the river. So he was drunk, was he? Then, when your father's oh no, when your father's drunk, does he ever behave violently toward you? I see. Mr. William and Director Mycroft are casting a net between them. When Mr. William is affiliated with MI6, he can't openly participate in any missions. This is because his survival must remain a secret. So he's investigating on his own. And doing it through the kids is actually pretty smart like this. And because of his position, Mr. William is currently on loan to Great Britain thanks to a political maneuver by the U.S. government who sheltered the Lord of Crime 3 years ago. The director is the only person in the British government who knows Mr. William is alive. In other words, as long as the director keeps silent, Mr. William's death won't be disproven. That's exactly why we had our suspicions when the director selflessly recommended Mr. William for this job, even taking personal responsibility for the risk of letting him move freely around town. The other day, an acquaintance of mine sought my advice. This person appeared to be working enthusiastically before they suddenly burst into a violent rampage. That acquaintance was probably the priest here. Oh, shit! The people around Mick consulted the priest about his father's behavior, and the priest passed that issue on to Mick's teacher. That is Mr. William. When Mr. William heard about this, he must have suspected a connection with the drug problem we're investigating and notified the director. Mr. Williams started disguising himself and volunteering under a false identity as Lord Scott about 1 month ago, around the same time the drug case first came to light. Yeah, he's been placed at 9 small private schools serving poor communities, including the suburbs. See, he's being sneaky! And on top of that, he's working as a private tutor for the sons of 4 middle-class families. That's enough for him to catch wind of any intel about the drug that circulates amongst the ordinary citizens. Before mobilizing MI6, Mr. William and the director cast a net to snatch up information from the very heart of the London metropolis. That was very sneaky. See, Will knows he's going undercover. I've heard the story of Mr. Williams' early childhood. He would lend a hand to people in need in exchange for food and provisions. It was like he was the town consultant. But the deeper circumstances lurking within Mick's problem are on a different scale. These drugs that seem to have come from overseas are surrounded by an omen of turmoil, which is true. There's a possibility that this might develop into an international problem capable of throwing the entire world into chaos, to say nothing of the city. He wouldn't do that to me. Dad is earnest and everybody in town loves him. Since Mom died, he's been working super hard to raise me and my little brother. My dad's the nicest in the whole world. Grandma says the drinking is just making him a little weird right now. I mean, my dad was the nicest in the whole world. Mick, because of that drug, people are crying. I'm sure there's many others like Mick. Yeah, there's a lot of kids that go through this. Mr. William is here right now to protect them as an advisor to the British Empire. In the guise of a teacher, he makes full use of his prodigious intellect and his sense of justice to protect those in his homeland who can't protect themselves. This is so good. Oh my God. But man. Oh my God, one of the localized translators said, Evo William is the bane of my existence, bringing Fat William back! And like color change glasses, put on, but God forbid, someone to change his hairstyle and it looks like a wig. It looks like it's a wig. Since how fast William changes in this next chapter, he had to ask Fred or Bob to style it this way. And someone else, one of the other translators said, Black Butler crossed over, that's all I'm gonna say! MCR starts playing. I love this shit! Someone said, in the other notes here, someone said, don't worry, Mick, I would answer 3-2! Charlotte would probably answer 3-2! Ooh, I think you're testing your, in regards to the newspaper. about Variety. I think you're testing your luck by doing a Clark Kent. This explains how William sent Guy 10 meters in the air in Remissa. It was power of wanting to save Sherlock, or he is Superman. He's got the plot armor of almost every superhero. Magical girl. I love it. Translator notes are so awesome. Poor kid. And Sensei is so show don't tell again in this chapter. She pointed out in bandage on his arm so many times, it's clear that his father hurt him, but Mick loves him and is trying to protect him, which is true. This is very true. A lot of kids are like that, where abused kids are like this, where they won't, that you could see clear signs of abuse, like whether it's bruises or bandages and whatnot, and they want to protect their parents. It's so genius. I love Hikaru Sensei's way of storytelling so much, and attention to detail is always such a nice touch. It's very true. If you're an abused kid, you understand this. You do. From here until Mick stops eavesdropping, Fred starts using extra formal speech like a valet speaking to his lord. Let's see. But anyways, I really do like this. I really do like the direction that this manga is going in. I like how William is going undercover and going into the heart of London and going into the churches and going amongst the populace. It's not the nobles, it's the middle class, the lower class, the working class. Because if anyone's really being affected by this drug, the most it's especially the kids being affected by it. So I think what he's doing is genius. Will is a freaking genius for that. And he's also using his teaching skills too, because remember, he was a teacher. He was a college professor. So this is really, really smart. I love this direction. I do. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about William going into, mixing it up and going into the populace and amongst the populace, undercover amongst the populace to figure out what's going on and seeing, and especially learning amongst the kids that are, in all reality, victims of this situation. I think it's genius. Genius stuff. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more Moriarty content. A few ways you could do that. Donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon. Purchase something off our Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord. Friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Until next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye!